My child, you just stepped into the kitchen, but I stepped into the room before you. You reached for the oil, but I'm reaching for your soul. The way you're preparing your meals is preparing something in your spirit too. You thought it was only about hunger, but heaven sees what you're feeding without knowing it. You slice, you stir, you taste, but I watch how your hands move when your heart is heavy. And lately, you've been cooking with fear, with grief, with disappointment, with old memories swirling in the steam. You've been feeding your body, but starving your peace. You're seasoning out of habit, not prayer. You're filling your plate, but what you're really trying to fill is something no food can touch. I need to show you what I see. I see you eating when you're not hungry. I see you rushing when I want you still. I see the things you're avoiding, while pretending it's just about dinner. But I know your soul is aching in silence. You stand over the stove, but your spirit is kneeling beneath weight I never asked you to carry. You chew quietly, but I hear the scream in your silence. And the way you're preparing your meals is preparing your future, because every bite has intention behind it. Every meal carries a frequency. Every ingredient you touch listens to the energy of your spirit. Did you know that? The oil knows if you're anointed. The water listens when you pray over it. The bread multiplies when your heart is in faith. But lately, you've been feeding a spirit of lack, cooking with guilt, heating up food from yesterday's wounds. You're using your kitchen to survive, but I gave you that space to thrive. And now I must speak, because something entered your kitchen that doesn't belong. You didn't invite it in with words. You invited it in with silence, with frustration, with hopelessness stirred into your hands. There is a presence that watches how you eat. It observes how you speak while preparing food. It's not holy, and it thrives on your routine. But I came to break that. From now on, no more stirring with stress. No more seasoning with sorrow. No more breaking bread with bitterness. I am standing with you in your kitchen, and I'm asking you to let me sanctify your meals again. Let me sit at the table. Let me bless the cutting board. Let me anoint the pan. I want to turn your kitchen into a sanctuary, not a place of escape, but a place of glory. Start talking to me while you prepare, even if your words are messy. Start inviting my peace into your process, even if the recipe falls apart. Because this isn't about the food, it's about what you're feeding when you prepare it. You're not just making meals, you're building altars. And some of those altars need to come down. That microwave you're using for speed has become your substitute for stillness. That bottle of sugar you keep reaching for is hiding your craving for comfort. But child, I am your comfort. I am your sweetness. I am the bread that satisfies. You don't need to eat to feel whole. You just need to eat with me. So I'm giving you a sign. Within 3 days, you'll feel a strange hesitation while preparing one specific dish. Pause when that happens. I'll be whispering something. It won't be loud, but it will be clear. And when it happens, you'll know I'm right there. Let that be your confirmation. Your kitchen is becoming holy ground. Let me teach you again. Let me cleanse what's been lurking in the background. Let me bring healing through your hands as you cook, not just to your body, but to your atmosphere. Your family will feel the shift. The food will carry peace. The table will become a place of worship again. And now I ask you, what part of this touched your soul? Tell me below. Speak it out loud. I'm listening. Type renewal 1212 if you feel something shifting in your kitchen and your heart. And if this message stirred your spirit and you want me to keep showing up like this, then subscribe to this channel. Let me stay near. Let my voice fill your home, one word at a time. I saw what you were thinking last night when you stood in front of the fridge. You weren't looking for food. You were looking for something to feel right, something to calm the ache, to fill the silence. You opened the door, but what I saw was a door opening in you, and I need you to hear me. Every time you open that fridge in secret, every time you snack when your soul is unsettled, you are responding to a voice that isn't mine, because I don't ask you to run to food. I ask you to run to me. You keep reaching for something cold, but I've been standing right behind you with fire. Fire to burn away the shame. Fire to warm your heart again. Fire to help you remember what real hunger feels like. I created your appetite, but the enemy has been using it. He's been whispering things in your weak moments. Just eat, just scroll, just numb it. But I came to break that cycle. Right now, in this very moment, I want to show you that what you're craving isn't food, it's connection, and I'm here. I've been waiting in the quiet. You've been eating in a hurry, but I want to teach you stillness again. You've been chewing without tasting, but I want to open your eyes again. There is healing in the slowness. There is revelation in the pause. Do you know what I see when you eat? I see a child trying to be okay. I see my beloved searching for comfort in a crust. When I'm offering living bread, you are not greedy. You are not broken. You are just tired of pretending everything's fine. So you eat and eat and eat, but nothing satisfies, because what you need is not in the fridge. It's in my voice. So listen now. I am going to heal your hunger, not just physically, but spiritually. I'm going to touch the place in you that cries when no one sees, that eats when no one hears, that hurts while everyone assumes you're strong. I'm going to bring my peace to your plate. And when you begin preparing meals again, you will notice a holy quietness enter the room. That is me, sanctifying the space, taking back territory, cleansing what has lingered too long. Some of the heaviness you felt in your body isn't just about the food. It's spiritual weight, emotional weight, generational weight. But it stops here, because my blood covered everything, including what you eat. Let me show you how to invite me in, even in the small things, the stirring, the chopping, the setting of the table. Every act becomes worship when you do it with me. And now, I am giving you another sign. Someone close to you will mention food this week, but their words will carry revelation. They will say something small, but it will hit your spirit hard. That's me, confirming this word in the mouths of others. Pay attention. Write it down when it happens, and bless your kitchen after it does. Because the shift has begun. Your body will respond. Your cravings will change. Not by willpower, but by presence. Comment, that was for me, if this exposed something you've been battling in silence. I need you to hear this clearly. The way food has ruled over you is ending. You don't need to feel ashamed. You don't need to punish yourself. You just need to let me step in. Let me into the part of you that eats when you're anxious, that skips meals when you're sad, that binges when you're alone, that hides wrappers in silence. You were never meant to carry this alone. This isn't just about food anymore, it's about control. It's about comfort, it's about old pain still echoing through your habits. And I want to touch it now. I saw the first moment it started. You were younger. You were hurting, and you discovered that food didn't talk back, it didn't judge, it didn't leave. So you turned to it, and it became a friend, a crutch, a habit you couldn't explain. But I was there, watching, loving you, weeping with you, not angry, not disappointed, just waiting for the moment you'd let me heal the root, because it was never really about the food, it was about the wound. And today, I'm placing my hand on that exact place. The memory, the betrayal, the season of loss. I know what happened. I know what they said. I know how you felt invisible, unheard, unloved. And so you fed the silence with sugar. You comforted the ache with salt. But child, that wound has reached its expiration date. It's time to heal. And it starts in the smallest way. Invite me into your next meal. Pause before you cook. Talk to me while you prepare. Even if it's messy, even if you don't know what to say, just say my name. Jesus, Jesus. That name alone stirs the atmosphere. You will begin to notice something strange. What you once craved will lose its grip. The smells won't pull you like they used to. The urge to overeat will begin to fade, and peace will rise up like a river. Because I'm not just changing your habits, I'm healing your history. You won't need food to feel safe. You won't need control to feel secure. You'll be able to eat with joy again. You'll be able to leave what's on your plate without guilt. You'll be able to bless your meals without dread, because your spirit is finally coming into alignment. Let me give you a new rhythm. Eat when your body is ready. Stop when your spirit is satisfied. Pray as you prepare. Worship while you wait. Let every bite become a prayer of gratitude, not escape. This is sacred work. And now I show you a sign. You will walk into a room and smell a familiar meal from your past. But it will feel different. A new memory will awaken, one that brings healing, not shame. And you'll know I've already begun the restoration. Watch for it. Let it mark the moment your heart began to shift. Now tell me in the comments, what memory came to you while hearing this? Don't be afraid to share it. Your vulnerability is sacred to me. And type Release 1010. If you're letting go of food as your healer and choosing me instead, I see what you say to yourself. Every time you look in the mirror, every time your clothes don't fit the way they used to, every time you eat something and regret it the moment it's gone, you speak to yourself in a voice I never gave you. You call yourself names I never called you. You rehearse curses over your own body, and you think I'm silent. But I've been weeping, not because of what you've eaten, but because of how you've treated what I created. You are not disgusting. You are not undisciplined. You are not beyond change. You are mine. And I want you to stop speaking death over your body. Do you know how beautiful you are to me? Even with the stretch marks, even with the extra weight, even with the health challenges, even with the numbers that make you ashamed to step on the scale. I see strength in you. I see a heart that's tried again and again. I see someone who wakes up and keeps going, even when it hurts. And I am proud of you. But I want you to begin speaking life again, because your words are shaping your body more than your meals ever did. When you call yourself ugly, your cells respond, your energy dims, your spirit sinks. But when you say what I say, when you look in the mirror and declare, I am loved, I am healing, I am chosen, your body starts to realign with truth. The inflammation breaks, the fatigue lifts, the cravings lessen, the shame begins to leave. Because I didn't just come to save your soul. I came to restore your temple. The body you're living in is a miracle. And I want you to treat it as holy ground, not as a battlefield, not as a burden, not as something to hate in secret. Let me remind you how to see it. Touch your belly and bless it. Touch your arms and thank me for them. Touch your scars and declare that they no longer define you. Even now, someone listening is fighting back tears because your body has been a place of torment for so long. But I'm stepping in to make it a place of peace. Peace is coming to your joints. Peace is coming to your gut. Peace is coming to your heartbeat. You don't have to earn it. You just have to invite me in, and I will visit you with signs. This week, you'll hear someone describe their body in a way that sounds exactly like you, but you'll see them with compassion. That's the moment you'll realize you've been too hard on yourself. Let it soften you. Let it shift your perspective. Let it mark the beginning of love returning to your own reflection, because I am restoring how you see yourself, not through vanity, but through truth. Now pause for a moment. Breathe deeply. Put your hand on your heart and say this: Jesus, show me how you see me. Say it again. Let your own ears hear it. Jesus, show me how you see me. Because when you do, everything begins to change. Comment below. What did you feel in your body when you said that prayer? Let others read it. Let your testimony awaken theirs. And type wholeness 3030 if you're ready to love the body you live in. As I always have, I saw what happened at the last family gathering. You smiled, you passed the plates, you nodded through the conversations, but inside, you were grieving. Grieving the old memories tied to food, grieving the people no longer at the table, grieving the tension you feel with those who are still there. And I need you to know something. I was there. I sat at that table too. I heard the unspoken pain. I felt the weight on your shoulders as you reached for another helping. Not because you were hungry, but because it was easier than speaking. There is so much emotion tied to what you eat, to how you eat, to who you eat with. It's not just about meals. It's about wounds. Wounds from words spoken while food was passed. Judgments made about your plate. Comments on your body from people who never saw your soul. It's about the pressure to say yes to food you didn't want. The guilt when you tried to say no. The pain of eating just to keep the peace. And I need to tell you, you are allowed to set spiritual boundaries. You are allowed to say no without shame. You are allowed to eat gently, slowly, differently. You are allowed to leave the table when it becomes a place of chaos instead of peace. I did not call you to perform for others at the table. I called you to dwell in my peace. You are not responsible for everyone else's comfort. You are not required to explain your choices when I've already affirmed them. Listen to me. I give you the authority to protect your peace, to protect your body, to protect your spirit, even in front of family, even when it's hard, because sometimes the table becomes a place where trauma repeats itself. But I came to break that cycle. I came to set your table with freedom. No more eating to please. No more silence while your heart cries out. No more guilt when you choose what aligns with your healing. You are walking into a new season. One where your meals are led by grace, not pressure. One where your table reflects heaven, not history. And I will show you a sign. Before the next shared meal, you'll be invited to eat something that used to trigger old emotions. But this time, you will pause. And my peace will fill you instead of the pressure. That's how you'll know. The healing is real. And now, I ask you, tell me in the comments, who or what have you needed to forgive around the table? Bring it into the light. Let my spirit touch it. Type boundaries 4 141. If you're ready to reclaim your seat at the table, in peace and truth, you've been feeding your body, but your spirit is starving. You've been full, but not fulfilled. And I need to tell you why. Because what you're really hungry for can't be found in a fridge, or a restaurant, or a recipe. You're hungry for me, hungry for stillness, hungry for healing, hungry for a voice that doesn't lie, for a presence that doesn't leave, for a peace that doesn't wear off when the plate is empty. That's why you keep going back for more. That's why no diet has healed you. Why no meal has satisfied you. Because your spirit is louder than your stomach, and it's been crying out for something eternal. But today, I answer that cry. I'm not just resetting your appetite. I'm realigning your hunger. You don't need to fear food. You don't need to obsess over it. You don't need to hate your cravings. You need to invite me into them, because cravings aren't always wrong. They're just misplaced. You crave comfort because you were created for closeness. You crave sweetness because your spirit was designed for joy. You crave fullness because heaven put eternity inside you. And now I am restoring those cravings back to their source, back to me. I am the bread of life. I am the living water. I am the one who satisfies the hunger nothing else can reach. Let me fill the space you've tried to feed with food. Let me heal the part of you that eats when you're lonely. Let me replace the temporary with the eternal. I am awakening your spiritual hunger again. You will feel it rise. Suddenly, you'll want to pray before your meals, not out of duty but desire. Suddenly, you'll feel prompted to fast, not to punish yourself but to draw near to me. Suddenly, the things you used to crave will fade, because your spirit is being fed. This is not about restriction. This is about realignment. You will eat, you will enjoy, but you will no longer worship at the altar of food. You will feast on grace, on peace, on my presence. And I will give you a sign. Soon, something you once couldn't resist will be placed in front of you. But you'll feel no pull. You'll feel peace. You'll feel choice. That moment is a marker. That's not willpower. That's freedom. And when it happens, say my name. Let heaven mark the shift. Now tell me, what have you been spiritually hungry for, but afraid to admit? Let it out. Bring it into the light and type realign 6060 if your soul is ready to crave me more than anything else. You're going to feel it soon, in your body, a lightness, a lifting, not because of what you've eaten, but because of what you've released. You've let go of the shame. You've welcomed me into the room, and now your body is responding to my presence. You'll begin to notice changes. The swelling will begin to go down. The restlessness in your stomach will quiet. The fog behind your eyes will start to clear. Even the stiffness in your joints will loosen. Because where my spirit is, healing flows. Peace settles. Inflammation flees. Digestion calms. Hormones begin to stabilize, not through striving, but through surrender. You thought you needed a new routine, but what you needed was a new rhythm, one led by me, one not based on fear, but on love, one not built around restriction, but around presence. You won't have to fight your body anymore. You'll begin to bless it. You'll bless your hands when you prepare meals. You'll bless your digestion as you eat. You'll even bless your rest after the table is cleared, because your kitchen is now a temple, and your body a vessel of peace. Watch closely. Even your home will start to feel different. The heaviness in the air will lift. The arguments around the table will quiet. The fridge will no longer feel like a temptation, but a tool. because my spirit is hovering over your household, bringing order, bringing calm, bringing healing. You've been trying so hard for so long, but now I take over. Let me carry the burden. Let me change the atmosphere. Let me teach you joy again, even in your meals. You will laugh again over simple food. You will give thanks with tears, not out of guilt, but gratitude. You will eat and feel nourished, not just in your body, but in your soul. Because when I enter a space, nothing stays the same. I am the bread that heals, the cup that never runs dry, the table that never condemns. And if you felt this word in your body, if it stirred something deep, then subscribe. Let me stay near. Let me keep speaking. Let me fill your room with my voice again and again. Don't walk away from what I've started, because it's only just begun. Now, comment below. What change are you beginning to feel in your body, your meals, or your spirit? Let others read it and be stirred. And type healing 8181. If you know something supernatural is happening inside you right now, now pause, breathe, feel this moment. You made it here, not by chance, but by divine appointment. You were meant to hear every word. You were meant to be interrupted, not by guilt, but by grace. Because I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to restore you, to remind you. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not stuck in old patterns forever. You are not bound to a life of cycles. You are mine. And I am the one who makes all things new. Even this, even your relationship with food, even your relationship with your body, even the deepest parts of your appetite, your emotions, your habits. I have seen every single moment. The silent snacking in the dark, the binge you didn't want but couldn't stop, the skipped meal when the shame felt too loud. And I never turned away. I stayed. I whispered. I waited. Because I knew a day would come where you'd finally see yourself the way I see you, not as a body to fix, but as a soul to fill. You are not just a person trying to eat better. You are a chosen one learning how to be loved again. And now, the breakthrough begins. From this moment forward, you will prepare your meals with peace. You will feel joy even in your smallest bites. You will notice your hands moving slower, softer, holier. You'll eat without rushing. You'll stop without guilt. You'll walk away from the table feeling nourished, not numb. This is what healing tastes like. This is what freedom feels like. And I'm not done yet. I'm going ahead of you, into the grocery store, into the conversations, into the moments where temptation tries to return. And I'll remind you, you don't need to run anymore. You don't need to hide in food. You're already loved. You're already accepted. You're already whole. You just needed to hear it from me. So let me leave you with one final sign. In the next few days, someone will offer you food unexpectedly, but it will come with a moment of clarity. You'll feel it in your chest, that you have a choice, and you'll make it not out of fear, but out of peace. That moment will be small, but it will shift everything. Let it be your confirmation that the chains are broken. The cycle is ending, and a new relationship with food, with your body, and with me is beginning. So now, child, tell me below, what do you feel ready to release after hearing all of this? Let your answer be your testimony. Let it bless someone else's healing too. And type Made New 7777. If you're walking forward in freedom, spirit, soul, and body, I'll be with you at every table, in every prayer, in every bite. I love you. I always have, and I'm not going anywhere.